Hey guys, this is Frenzy, bringing you a game from Intel Extreme Masters Tournament in New York between GosuGatored spawning as the green Protoss in the right position and DRG spawning as the blue Zerg in the left position. It's going to be a Zerg versus Protoss on Shattered Temple, and I've never actually seen GosuGatored play. I think he's a North American Protoss, and I definitely would say that DRG is the favorite in this matchup. Pretty much the favorite, I think, to take the tournament. Probably the best Korean that came out, and there's not that many great North Americans that actually came to this tournament because MLG is actually going on the same weekend as this tournament is taking place. So we do see the pylon in the lower ground. That means that he's probably going to go for a Forge Fast Expand. Not too surprising on this map. It's not a huge wide open choke here. Pretty easily controlled with this a Nexus and making a wall off with the Nexus. We actually see a pool first because he sees this probe. No, actually, it looks like a Speedling opening, so he's going to have to be pretty careful here. He needs to throw down that Forge. Looks like he was saving up to go Nexus first, but he needs to throw down that Forge. He can't do this. This is really, really greedy for a Speedling build. If DRG actually scouted this, he could put on so much pressure. And we'll just watch the timing of this right now to see one Zerglings could actually get over here. I'm not sure if it is safe or not, but I feel like even a run-by with, 6 Zerglings, if he scouted this for being a Nexus first, I mean, yeah, if he survives this early game, he's going to be in a pretty good position for an economy-type, macro-focused play. But we see these Zerglings coming out now. The Forge is only 3/4 of the way done. And he is going to be able to put down that cannon directly after this Forge completes, but even still, the Zerglings could easily poke around here and get up into the main. Just be very, very annoying. We do have 6 Zerglings in production, but they were pretty late after these first 2, so looks like he might be alright. Still has no idea what position Gatored is in. You see him following back this probe, thinking that he might be up in this top position. And these Zerglings would be arriving at about the same time that this cannon would actually be going up, and there's still not this wall off here yet. Not sure if he's actually going to go for that or not. Looks like he will be safe here momentarily. Could definitely take down this cannon, but nice wall off actually there. That was actually pretty nice for Gatored. Walling off that cannon so Zerglings couldn't get that surround on the cannon and deny it before it went up, because they would have been able to deny all mining at this expansion for quite a while. Very nice by it, and actually cancels the pylon, so that was very, very well played for Gatored there. We see the gateway coming up. That gives DRG a pretty good timing on when warp gate technology is going to come up, when he could expect to see some chrono zealots. He's going to have to check back on this gateway to make sure that Gatored isn't going to chrono out like 4 zealots and do pressure. It's actually gotten pretty popular lately. I've actually seen a couple Zergs take their third base next to these destructible rocks and get this gold base online extremely quickly, and then just throw down their 4th, which would actually be a macro hatchery in most circumstances, at the actual gold position, and just use that as a macro hatchery. And it works pretty well. I've done it a little bit on this map, but I really hate the Roach Hydra Corruptor, and that's really the only way that you can actually take advantage of this gold base in most circumstances. If you go Muta, you're just going to have extra minerals to throw down maybe some extra spine crawlers or extra drones and hatcheries, but not as good as if you go Roach, which is very mineral heavy. So we do see the Zealot going to come out here and make sure that that third base is not going up quite yet, even though it should be in production actually, if DRG was going for that fast third. Looks like this Overlord's going to come in here, try to get a good scout, but it looks like nothing's really going up. We do see a Stargate coming up, but that's kind of an awkward position for the Stargate. If he was over this area here, it'd be pretty easily scoutable as well. It's kind of blocking off his gas geyser. But nonetheless, he is probably trying to hide it, but we do see a couple of these Zerglings just poking around. And very nice micro on all these Zerglings. Actually didn't lose a Zergling to that Zealot, I believe. Looks like he did get 1 unit's killed, but I'm not sure if that was a drone or a Zergling, so... Nonetheless, a very nice micro. And this Overlord is going to come in here, be able to scout this Stargate, and Void Ray coming out. DRG is only on 2 bases, so I don't really see what he expects to get out of that. We did have that Zealot from Gatored come through here, scout both expansions that he could have taken, all of these expansions he could have taken, knows that there's no third and is getting a Void Ray. I don't know what he expects to deny. Nonetheless, we do see an Infestation Pit coming up for DRG. So it looks like he's going to go 2-base Infestor. Probably a rough build of what Destiny used to do when Infestors were actually decent. And so, not too much out of the ordinary. Really needs to start taking that 3rd base now that the Infestation's Pit's actually coming up, though. But he could double expand just like Destiny usually does, and get actually back into this game economically. We do see 5 gateways coming up, so we could do a Zealot, not a Zealot, a Stargate with like some gateway unit pressure whenever the 3rd base comes up. But with Infestors out, I don't really think that's going to be all that effective. And actually a Robo, so that's a lot of gas-heavy infrastructure coming up for Gatored. I don't really know what he expects to do. Probably going to halt Stargate production, maybe. I don't know. We do see quite a few Zerglings out on the map, but not really going to be able to do all that much. Would like to see him taking down these back destructible rocks. And Gatored trying to find the 3rd base. It's not up, though. It looks like this is actually getting to be kind of all in for DRG. He really needed to take that, and actually with a macro hatchery, it's pretty likely he's going to do some very heavy early aggression. We'll have to see if it works out for him. But he did take these gold rocks down, so I'd feel like he would expect to, we would expect to see him expand here in the near-ish future. But 11 minutes and there's still no expansion going down for the Zerg. That's actually really bad. As we can see, they're very similar supplies. You look in the income tab, the Protoss is actually over him in workers. This is getting pretty scary. There are quite a few Infestors up. Burrow's on the way. We have +2 coming up for ranged attacks, which he doesn't have any ranged units or infrastructure for ranged units. So it could just be for infested Terrans, I suppose. But that would be kind of weird. Like, they're only alive for a certain period of time. I would definitely rather see either Carapace or melee upgrades, because melee upgrades will last all the way to Hive Tech. I really love getting melee upgrades in most matchups. So we do see these burrowed Infestors coming down, but there's an Observer already waiting for this to actually happen. And going to deny this 3rd base, and this is extremely all-in now for DRG. He needs to do a lot of damage here. This army could get fungled. I would probably prefer the fungal, but it looks like he is getting a lot of these infested Terrans in the way of this army. I'm going to be able to do quite a bit of damage, but it looks like just a lot here for Gatored, taking down all of these Zerglings and infested Terrans, and that actually did no damage. We look at the units lost tab, and definitely Gatored doing a really good job in this game, just denying everything from DRG. I'm really surprised how well he held that. It was a very late attack, and like I said, I really would have rather seen a Carapace upgrade on these Zerglings. Would have been able to survive a lot longer to all of these Zealots, and would have been able to actually do more DPS than that, probably than that +2 ranged upgrade did for those infested Terrans. So they are going to deny this 3rd base yet again from going up for DRG. Probably going to be able to take this back base. Does get a fungal on those Void Rays, but not going to be quite enough. One infested Terran isn't going to be able to do it. Now throwing down 5 more. But they can run away now. It's no fungals on that. And actually, that was kind of sloppy by Gatored. Could have been able to pull back those those Void Rays. It looks like there was a small Ling run by into this third base, didn't do all that much damage. And now that there's Colossus up as well, it looks like Neural Parasite is being researched, but with the range nerf, that's not going to do all that much damage. He's not really going to be able to deal with these Colossus in a direct fashion. I'd really like to see him push with maybe 3 or 4 Colossus and just push straight into the Zerg. And I don't really think DRG would be able to do much about it. Looks like DRG is going to get ready to do a 2-pronged attack here with Infested Terrans, but there's a bunch of cannons up and a couple sentries at this area, and now we see these Zerglings and Roaches trying to do damage, but with these Colossus here. And now they're going to come up and try to do damage here, but there's cannons. There's not really much area where DRG can actually do damage here. He's trying so hard to do damage, but just so many Zerglings dying to those Colossus. We have 8 and 2 kills on those Colossus. 18 kills on Colossus alone. And he could definitely push out now, and I feel like kill off DRG. He just doesn't have enough units. He just got this third base going. He really doesn't want to let that gold kick in. And with 3 Colossus, it looks like he's going to be able to push out here. And supply is extremely similar, but a lot of that, well, they're about even on Harvesters, so we do have a couple Corruptors out, so maybe he can perform a miracle and try to actually hold. It would have to be a miracle with positioning to be able to get off a couple Neurals on these Colossus would really help him out, but as it is right now, I feel like Gator's going to be able to push through. This army is way more efficient than DRG's. And needs to be careful with those Corruptors actually taking a lot of damage on those Corruptors without engaging with his full force. And losing a lot of units just here and there, and just not going to be able to deal with this, it looks like. 4 Corruptors do still stay alive, but 4 Colossus are going to do so much DPS before they're actually going to be able to be taken out. And it looks like DRG's supply plummeting here. GG for DRG. And so Gatored actually going to take Game 1 versus DRG. And we'll have to see how this series goes. We're going to jump into Game 2 in just a second. If you want to check that out, go to blip.tv/FrenzyStarcraft. And thanks for watching.